안녕하세요 여러분, Hallyu Reviews입니다.
Hey y'all, I'm Shamra and I'm here with my girl Sabrina, and we are Hallyu Reviews, two Americans who are swept up in the Korean wave as it reaches across the globe. We have a love of all Korean music. We're reacting to P1Harmony and their Pretty Boy live performance.
Yay!
Okay, and so we always try to find out what the song or what the track is about and if there's any meaning. And I love that Kiho released a meaning of the track in a live stream. He says, I feel like, especially when you're East Asian and, you're Korean, especially when we go to America, I feel like it's kind of a backhanded compliment when people call us pretty. Especially when you call just boys pretty, because it feels like you're kind of saying, yeah, you're pretty, but that also means you're not masculine enough or you don't look masculine enough. I wanted to take that and just be able to confidently say, yeah, I'm a pretty boy, and that's fine. I feel like sometimes we're put into a box where we have to feel more masculine than we should be. But it's okay to be pretty.
Perfectly okay.
Perfectly okay. And I think in the song, I just tried to show off the fact that being a pretty boy is cool, especially in K-pop. As boys, we have on makeup, we have these outfits, and it's all very flashy. And sometimes people will look at us and say, they're so pretty, so fragile, so cute. And I'm like,
fragile?
Okay, but that's cool though, We're in it and we stand by it. So yeah, that's what Pretty Boy is about. It's a song about confidence and taking confidence in that word.
Okay, I can see that, because we've talked about on this channel how the idea of masculinity is tipped on its head with K-pop a lot, and we fully appreciate it. As Americans, we fully appreciate it because we know that that's not the norm here. And I mean, I have definitely heard that reference of Pretty Boy before. Song Joong-ki in Descendants of the Sun, my probably absolute favorite K-drama, if you haven't checked out our Hallyu Reviews channel. Amazing drama. But I remember him saying that his nickname was Pretty Boy, and that was like not seen as an insult, but like it definitely, even in the Korean culture though, it gave kind of a reference of him being like, pretty, and so having a touch of femininity. But then he's also incredibly good at like martial arts. I mean, his character in Descendants of the Sun and then in Vincenzo, they're very badass characters. So I wouldn't make that mistake at all. But I can definitely see how that the toxic masculinity could play into that. And there are a lot of toxic males and a lot of women who believe that masculinity should be one way. I think that's part of an older culture here in the U.S., and I actually think it's moving out. I think we're moving away from that.
Agreed.
But it's still there. It's more like, I think it's more of the older culture. And we've talked about even the high-end fashion that like ATEEZ wears in some of their performances. We see the ponytails, the skirts. Yeosang was just for their brand new Lemon Drop. He has like a ribbon in his hair.
Well, it's so funny that you mentioned Yeosang, because I feel like Yeosang embodies kind of this idea of just, you can be pretty and still be masculine.
Yeah.
These are Doberman.
And yet he struggles with that, because he says people want to call him Maltese and he feels more like a Doberman. So I can definitely see that there are probably some haters out there who need to hear this message. So I can't wait to dive in. So we've done one P1Harmony reaction, killing it, and loved it. If you haven't checked that out, definitely check that out. But we are definitely still new to P1Harmony. We know they're a 6-member group on the FNC label, and we really like their vibe. So
we do. We're not entirely sure how to say their fandom name. Is it Peace or P-I-E?
Right. I imagine
I think it's
Peace. But it's just because it's P1Harmony and they have P1 ECE. I think it's like, I wasn't sure if you're still supposed to pronounce it as P1.
Like we put the P1
Peace makes more sense. Yeah. And I think it has something to do with like they complete them, like it's the last piece. So very cute. So if you are a piece out there, let us know, one, if we're saying it wrong, and two, like what does it mean to you as a fan? So
if y'all, anytime we say something wrong, like
please let us know.
Look at multiple fandoms and multiple
we do
groups, and so anytime we're saying something wrong, just let us know.
Absolutely. We are not native Korean speakers, obviously, and we are learning,
but the rules
aren't always intuitive for us.
Our R's and our L's are very different in America.
We're still learning. We had a viewer recently make a comment about the way we were saying a member's name in Dreamcatcher, and we had no idea. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. So now, without further ado, let's jump into P1Harmony's Pretty Boy live performance.
Ooh, that's pretty.
pretty boy. Say my name, pretty, pretty. I'm a pretty, pretty boy. Pull up on that I'm on the dance floor. Call me pretty, I'm a pretty, pretty boy. Call me pretty. Push me, please. Think I want a pretty. But that's me that you want. Pretty girls like pretty boys like me. 너무나머리 맞춰 걸리. 귀엽게 받지만 마지막 넘지. Now we the 좋지. Please call me pretty. 딱 불러주는 이미지 꾸미지 말고 뱉어. 오른 대로 describe 이미 나오고 있는 걸. 오늘 앞에 날 보는 사이 두 개씩 go realize I'm fucked so 내 몸이 shine. You just wanna fantasize.
I love this set. It's pretty silhouettes.
The driving beat is so good.
I felt very Taeyong there, that move. Very nice.
Yes.
I like that a lot. I loved the setup. I love live performances. They just like have something special to them. They might be like my favorite of like all the performances, but I loved how they had that really intense bright light behind them, but it was like filtered through like the little curtains like hanging down. The sheer curtains. And then you got like, depending on where the camera moved, it would be full on to that light, and that's what would give you that silhouette effect, because they weren't being lit from the front. So that was really, really cool. Or at least if they were, it wasn't as powerful as the lighting source behind them. So it gave them that like kind of black and white, but still the warmth, because it was, coming through those sheer curtains that were colored, and the light itself may have been colored, but there were moments that seemed pretty like white, and then others that had that goldenness to them. So I love just visually the way that the members were all in black, and they had light hair. Some had light hair, some had the dark hair, but it was like you really saw the contrast between them and then like the room in which they were in. And it gave that like hard and soft, which is kind of what the song was about, where you could be soft, you could be pretty, but also still like be that kind of masculine, tough, like badass.
But I love that they would do like the muscle move.
Yeah.
But they were all, other than one member, was wearing like long sleeves, and so you couldn't really see the muscle. It was so implied. It was so perfect.
But then they also had moments where, because the choreography really stood out to me in this, because it did have those really sharp moments where like you would like sing like the muscles and everything, and then it would be very flowy. They were doing a lot of like just kind of picking things, and like it would flow, which I think is kind of just embodying that concept.
Well, and the hand gestures too. Like, they had a lot of hand gestures.
Like
a lot
twice.
Of girls have the hand gestures. So.
Yeah, but I really liked it, because it's kind of taking that idea of beauty and turning it on its head. So like what is wrong with being a beautiful boy? Or I mean, I've heard it is usually an insult, though. That being said, when you say a woman is a handsome man, or I think it would be an insult if they're not identifying as a man to call them a handsome man. I meant to say like a handsome woman. Like that's usually not said in a positive way either. So what?
Oh, she says it in Pride and Prejudice. Who does she call handsome?
Who are we talking about?
In Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice is my favorite novel, and I've seen every version of it on screen. So which one are you talking about?
With Keira Knightley.
Okay. Are we talking about Elizabeth's character saying it?
No, the mom says it about Elizabeth's friend.
Oh, right. Which now I'm totally blanking, but I know you're talking about. Yeah, it's true. She's known as being plain and not beautiful, and yep, that's true. So it's definitely an insult for both genders, the way it's viewed. So
that's true. Why can't we just be who we are?
Say that one more time, a little louder for the people in the
Why
back.
can't we just be who we are?
That's right. And be celebrated for it.
Yes, agreed.
I think celebrating all differences is the way to go because it's not a threat. It's not a threat. Don't be afraid of something that's different than you are. Now, if they're charging at you full speed ahead with a weapon, then be afraid. Move, get out of the way, whatever. But if it's just something different, nothing wrong with that. So, love this message.
Celebrate people in general.
That's right. So, this was a lot of fun. If you are fans of P1Harmony and you would like to see more on our channel, make sure that you like and subscribe down below to let us know that you're there and what you would like us to take a look at next. What should we look at next for P1Harmony?
Information on P1Harmony. Like,
yeah, we'd love to learn more.
What do you love? What do you not love? Like, what's a good guide, maybe?
Oh, that's true. That'd be great. We love to do guides, especially when we're first getting to know a group because, I mean, 6 members, that's not too many. It's not like 17, but it's still.
I can learn 6 members. It took me a long time to learn 7 or 13 members, but
it did take you a while to learn.
yeah, I got them now, maybe.
I think you do. We got this. So I definitely have. I've got the 17 members. So we usually take groups each, and then like that way you know them or I know them. But we do a lot of groups. So give us a guide if there's a helpful guide out there for P1Harmony. We'd love the support there, and we love learning so much.
Multi-stands.
We really are. And if you like drama,
make sure you check out Hallyu Reviews, where we tell you which dramas to watch, must watch, or completely skip. Until next time, y'all. Annyeong.